Welcome, 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 welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Blessing Inspire Live. I am so happy to be here with you today. Yes, I want to record just for the sake of some other reasons. But welcome, 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 welcome. I hope you had an awesome, I hope you had a great weekend. Yes, I'm right on time. I hope you had an awesome weekend. It is Monday and we are back on Blessing Inspire Live. If you're here joining me, say hi, say hello in the chat. If it's your first time, let me know. Say first time. I just might have a little gift for you. Okay. So let me know in the comments. But welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited for a few reasons, and maybe I'll start with that real quick. But there's a program change, and I want you to be aware of it right away, okay? So that you don't come on when I'm not here, and so on and so forth. No, I'm not stopping going live, but there's a change for this week. And then starting in April, there'll be a different change as well. So starting from tomorrow, Blessing Inspire will come live at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time instead of 7:15 a.m. For more reasons than one. That's going to be a better time and doable. So we'll continue for this week at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So please make that note, that change. Then beginning in April, we'll still continue to come on live. But there is a saying that when there's an overload, it tends to just weigh you down and then you don't have the time to apply what you're learning. So starting in April, I will still be coming live, but I will limit it to once a week. I will come live once a week and it will be on Tuesday at 12 noon. Tuesdays at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Starting April is when I will come live. So for the rest of this week, we will be getting together every day, but starting from tomorrow, we'll get together at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So please make a note, and I'm sure you will also get that if you're in my email list, you will get that email that lets you know about that. And you'll also get a reminder when I'm coming live by that time tomorrow. And if you're following me on any of my social media accounts, you will get that information as well. Now, today, I'm going to be talking about refining and getting very, very clear. Because actually, one of the things that hold people back is lack of clarity. When we're not really clear, we're not sure, it can really hold us back and it can have us in a way that our businesses are not growing and we're not seeing the progress we want to make. So today I want to talk about refining. The first step, actually, when I work with people, the first step in what I tell them to do, that first stage, we need to just get very clear on three things. We need to get very clear on three things. So I'm going to share that with you. What are the three things that are essential for you to get very clear on to refine, like really tune it up, trim it down and like just really fine tune it. What are those three things that's so essential in the growth of your business? Is going to affect your ability to attract customers and make sales. It affects every aspect. So let's get right into it, shall we? Okay, so as if you're in business, if you're an online coach, consultant, you're a service provider, you need to refine and be very clear in these three areas. The very first area, the very first step is to get very clear on your purpose. Get very clear on your brand purpose. Get very clear on the business that you're in and the business that you're not, and refine it. Even if you are finding yourself a service provider, you're offering several services, try and refine your service to have a focus. It doesn't mean you may not render several services, but as far as your main service, you need to refine it and you need to have a focus. If you are someone that is a coach and you're also, doing something else, then you're also trying to do another thing. So you're like several things. Supposing you're a coach, you're a service provider, you also want to, do several things. There needs to be you need to refine what business, which one will take a priority, which one is going to become your focus, your main focus. It does not mean you totally stop doing other things. So If let's say you're doing social media management and website design as a service provider, then which one of them is going to be the thing that you're going to major in, that is going to be your main focus? Is it going to be website design or social media design or social media management, right? So when you decide and say, okay, it's going to be social media management, it does not mean that if people come to you a website that you may not necessarily take it, you could, but it just means that's not what you're putting out there as services that you offer. You have it, and it's, depending on your schedule and depending on so many things. But you need to really know what business that you're in. The reason why that is important is when you don't know what business that you're in, you are going to fall into a jack of all trade or jackie of all trade syndrome. And you're going to find yourself all over the place, all over the place. And also your brand purpose gets to really the heart of your brand. It gets to really what you're seeking to accomplish, what you want to be known for in this business. What are you really seeking to do? It gets behind the why behind your business, the motivation, why you even started this business in the first place. Why are you in business? Why are you doing what you're doing? It gets to the heart of the brand. It gets to the heart of why you're doing what you do. So we need to be very clear. This is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is the business that I'm in. This is why I decided to do this business. That is going to help on days that you may not feel, so you're going to remember why you started, right? So having clarity, refining your purpose, refining and knowing your why, and also knowing exactly what business you're in and what business you're not. This will help you in saying no when offers or things come up that are not within the business that you're in. You'll be able to look and say, no, I'm not offering that service, so I'm sorry. I have to say no, okay? The next thing that you need to refine and be very, very clear on is your offer. It's your offer or your packages. You need to have clarity on exactly what you're offering people. And that for a coach and even for a service provider, I recommend you need a framework. You need, how do you help people to solve the problem that they come to you with? What are the steps that are involved? Even if you're a service provider, there's still a framework because you take people through a process. So if I'm at step one, how many steps do I need to take to get to where I want to be? And what are those steps? What are those different steps? So that's another area that you need to be very, very clear on. The packages or the offers that you have. What are the programs? What are the ways that you've designed to be able to help me with solving the problem that I have? Okay. And then maybe simultaneously, you need to be very, very clear on who you're trying to help solve this problem. Because as we talked about before, everybody is not your customer. Not everybody has the problem that you seek to solve. So you need to be very, very clear on what ways, how do you help? What is the problem that you're helping to solve? Where is someone at when they need your service or when they come to you, and where would they be after working with you? And then what are the steps? What are the ways that will lead them to that destination? So get very, very clear on the process. Get very, very clear on the steps. And in that, I would say, really look at, understand your prospect, your right person, their real problem. Don't just imagine it. You can say, oh, I want to help. Just for an example, as a coach, I want to help people have manage their time. I want to help entrepreneurs manage their time more effectively, right? So I want you to really then get into a research and really find out entrepreneurs' problem with time. What are their real issues? What are they really struggling with when it comes to time? What are they really struggling with? And then your offers has to cater to what they're struggling with, not just what you think in your mind is the solution you want to offer. Because as much as the solution you want to offer, your offering might be good to you, if it is not really solving the problem of the people that you are targeting, they're not going to buy. They're not going to buy because that's not what they're looking for. It might be a good thing, it might be a nice thing, but that's not their primary problem. So even in your offers, it has to be something, as I said before, that people are ready and willing to pay for. Is this something that people are ready and willing to pay for to solve? It might be so crucial and important as far as you're concerned, but if people are not ready and they're not willing to pay for it, then that's not a good offer as far as what you're trying to achieve in business is concerned. If it's something that you just want to do and whether people patronize you or not, it doesn't matter, then yeah, you can continue just doing what you want to do. You can continue offering what you want to offer, but you cannot just offer what you think people need. You really need to know who the people that you say you want to help, that are your right people, what their real struggle is concerning the area of interest, the area of burden that you feel burdened to help them with. Because if as one well, maybe I won't use that example, but there's something that I also believe, even if you want to help somebody, you can render the help based on what you think they need help with. Because then what will happen is sometimes that person will not appreciate the help. So you are thinking that the person needs a pair of shoes, let's say for an example, and it's raining. You are looking at the shoe they have and you say they need a pair of shoes, they need new shoes. But at that very moment, what they need is an umbrella. So imagine coming with your umbrella, coming covered up, you're not wet, and you say, look, I bought you some shoes. At that point, the person didn't need shoes. So as great, as expensive as it might be, because that's not what they needed, they're gonna say, oh, okay, thank you, but they're not gonna appreciate it. Or you can even say, I have shoes for sale. That's even a better example, being an entrepreneur, right? Because entrepreneurship, there's an exchange. They're giving you some payment for you to give and offer your services, right? So you come and you say, I have shoes for sale. If the need of that person is not shoes, what they need is an umbrella. Imagine if you have one person has an umbrella and another person has shoes and it's raining. Who do you think that person is going to patronize at that moment? They're going to patronize based on their need. They need an umbrella. We are very here and there people who can decide to be in the rain and get the shoe. But even if they get the shoe, they're going to wear it, it's going to get wet. So at the end of the day, what they need is an umbrella. So you can come around shouting, screaming, talking about the features of the shoe and all how the shoe will make their life better and this and that, but it's not going to answer the need of their problem, the need of they have right now, which is they need an umbrella, something to help them stay dry. The likelihood of them, patronizing you is very, very small. So that is what I find out that many of us do. Many of us are just stuck on what we want to offer to our clients or to our prospects. We're just, this is what I want to do, and this is what I want to offer, and they have to need it. It's like they have to need my services, right? And instead of really getting down to understanding your target audience and what their problem is. So even for me, the persons that I saw, the persons that I help, coaches and service providers, their problem, number one, is getting quality clients. That's what they need help with. I can offer every other thing, but that's what they really want help with. They really just want to know an effective strategy, an effective way to attract quality clients and to also land them. That's their need. That's what they desire first. Then there are some other things that they struggle with that they need. So what you can do is literally go to Google and type in this and this person, what do they struggle with? If you're helping moms, stay-at-home moms, what do stay-at-home moms struggle with? What is their biggest challenge? You write that and you see what ideas come up. Stay-at-home moms, what are their biggest challenge? Then you find out what their biggest challenge, what it says their biggest struggle is. From that, you can say, oh, so that means if my service can answer, if my program answers this problem, then more likely I'm going to have people raising their hand. So even though I'm offering menus, to stay-at-home moms, I'm offering to have them, menus already prepared and done. If that is not their primary need or problem, it doesn't matter what you say the menus do, they're not going to patronize it to the level of you providing what is actually answering their pressing need. So before I go, I also do want to talk about the right person and really refining and getting clear on your right person too. Because even though I used to, because many of us, it's like we really, even though we think we're niching, but we're not really wanting to really niche too much. And sometimes, yes, it doesn't mean you have to be so narrow in your right people, because it may not be as narrow. It doesn't need to be, as I said before, you niche as you need to for your brand, as you need to for what you do, right? But even in the right person, the less you have, the better. So for my right person, I have coach and service provider. I used to have consultant. I just said, you know what, let me just let it be coach and service provider. So even if you're a consultant, you're providing a service, right? Coach and service provider. So now let me give you an example. If I target just coaches alone, then when I'm doing my research, I'm just studying and looking at everything for just coaches. Because the service providers challenge, although it might still be the same, like every person in business is looking for quality clients. So that may be a general applies to everybody. But the immediate need of a service provider might be slightly different than the immediate need of a coach, right? So I have to then spend time to learn about a coach and learn about a service provider. I'm just using that for an example. I don't know who your right persons are. Maybe you have like I service, I serve this, I serve that, I serve that. I will encourage you to trim it down to one, at most two. Just trim it down to two. So if, just like the example, if your target audience or your right person, you say, is a stay-at-home mom and then also the career woman, those are two different types of women that you're going to really have to think about the type of service that you're going to provide that will solve their pressing need. You see that? Versus if you just put your mind on focusing on helping the stay-at-home mom or focusing on helping the career woman. So even in serving entrepreneurs, if you're serving entrepreneurs and you have different list of the types of entrepreneurs you have, it really did, when you really start to study and get into their pain points, you find out that even though generally everybody has the same desire and need, as in I want to land more clients so that my business continues, there's slightly different pressing pressures and there's a slightly different way that you will need to communicate and create offers that will help them, right? So in this example that I'm giving you, a coach doesn't have necessarily a service where they do something and give you, but a service provider is going to do a work, and in return, you compensate them for that, for them doing that work. Whether it be a virtual assistant, a graphic designer, a social media manager, whatever it is, they're going to do something, and then you will pay them for doing that thing for you. So sometimes for me, selling that service is a matter of, do you need the service or not, right? A coach, on the other hand, you don't have anything that you're giving someone when they sign up to work with you. Your work is more intrinsic in nature. So the way that you're going to set up your offer and your package is going to be different than a service provider. Are you seeing that? So which means that their needs are going to be slightly different. So as I said, you can have, maybe I'd leave it up to two because I'm having two. And I'm having two just because it's been the clientele that I've had. And I myself, being the service provider, also became a coach. So I know both worlds. But I recommend you try and have one. And if you really can't have one, at most two. I help this and that, that's it. I help this and that to do this, to get to here. I help this and that have this issue get to here. I have coaches, service providers who are stuck to get unstuck, to get clarity, to create offers, to create packages for their services. I help them create frameworks, and I help them create a process of helping their clients. So whether you're a service provider, I have a framework to help you. And if you are a coach, I have a way of helping you come up with your framework as well. Right? So I'm just saying that whether you have one or two, take the time to really know what their needs are, and then position your offers, truly position your offer and really set up your process to help them, your framework to be able to answer the problem, the need that they have. And then paying you to solve that problem will not be a problem. Of course, there are other steps such as the marketing aspect and sales and all that other good stuff. But today we're just stopping at the first step, which is just get very clear, refine it, refine the process, refine your offers, refine your right person, refine it. Let's get very, very clear on who they are, who they're not, what business you're in, what business you're not, what are you proposing, how are you going to help them to achieve the outcome that they desire. Okay. So I am done for today. And as I said, it's a program change. By the way, this weekend, all roads lead to Fargo, North Dakota. If you're in the area, please join me. There is a workshop. Maybe I can share my screen real briefly. There's a seminar taking place. So if you are, and you can fly in, but also it's going to be streamed. It's going to be streamed on my Facebook. So if you're not able to join in person, you can join me online. I'm going to be at Ebenezer Christian Gospel Center this Saturday for leadership and marketing strategies for Kingdom entrepreneurs. Even if you're not a Kingdom entrepreneur, you're welcome to join. The host is Pastor Alpha. I will be there. I believe there are several other speakers who will also share insights on business. So if you are in person in the location, join me. And if you're not, join me online on Facebook, okay? And I want to share something else as well with you, which is coming up next month. I'm just trying to throw it out there for you to join me, to start at least putting your schedule together and make yourself available to take part of this, because this is going to be awesome. This is Faith-Filled Prophets Brand Bootcamp. I've not had it for a minute, but it is going to be back April 8th to the 12th. And this time we're taking it to another level. Okay, so just have that date, save the date, but we will be putting out more information about the Faith-Filled Prophets Brand Bootcamp. It's a 5-day training, and it is geared to help you really get traction, get results, increase your impact, your client list, and your profits. And it's not just fluff. We're just not making a title. You're really going to get real strategies to make it happen in your business, even during that. It's a boot camp. So it's going to be a training, an intense training for the week. Okay, so I hope you will make yourself available and take advantage of that, providing more information about that. All right, so it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to joining you tomorrow at the new time. Remember, tomorrow we're coming live, but at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. God bless you. Stay well. And I will see you tomorrow. I'm looking for the stop button on the YouTube.